a ferret maven. From News Radio, please welcome Dave Foley and Ricky. Dave Foley and Ricky. Introduce Ricky. Now, Dave does not currently have a ferret. But
no, this is not my. This is my faux pet.
Right,
this
but you've had ferrets in Canada.
Yeah, I've had like I've had 4 ferrets.
Right.
Over the course of a number of years.
And you're from Canada originally.
From Canada.
I want to thank you for being
Wait a minute, somebody wanted to applaud for Canada, but then they felt inhibited.
Come on, people.
Yes. And we're your communist neighbors to the north. Welcome.
This crowd is not going to get any of the jokes I've decided. So we're going to have to... Ooh! Now, we also... The interesting thing that in Canada, also the pets get health care, too. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, you got a close-up there, Ricky.
Now,
watch the monitor. There you go.
Now, tell us right off the bat, why is a ferret a good pet?
They're great pets for a number of reasons, especially if you live in a small apartment, which I did, you know, when I was 22 is when I got my first ferret, and we lived in a small apartment above a Chinese gift store in Chinatown in Toronto.
Which all Canadians do.
Yes. By law, that's like in South Africa, you have mandatory military service. In Canada, you have to live in Chinatown for a year. And so we got ferrets because we weren't allowed to have pets.
Oh, why was that?
Well, the landlord didn't allow. But ferrets don't make any noise. They're very quiet, and they're very smart. They're about an animal intelligence test. They rate up there with dogs.
I did not know there were animal intelligence tests, but I'm 100% behind it.
Yes.
And I think those of you out there, you should get your animals tested, what, on a weekly basis? Would that be good?
How else would your pet know that it might be stupid?
Exactly.
You know? You don't want your pet wandering around feeling good about itself.
No, you need to keep them feeling inferior.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question now. In general, ferrets have a bad reputation, like they stink or something like that?
Well, they do.
And you know, can I just say a joke here?
Sure.
And so does my mother-in-law. And I'm not even married. I just want to get my mother-in-law in the first show.
Well, at normal times, like when they're appearing on television, ferrets have a light, musty odor.
I can't smell it at all.
No, it's like, well, here, try this.
I thought you were wearing patchouli.
Yeah.
Can I hold the pen?
Yeah.
Patchouli, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, like Ricky and I just met like an hour ago, so he's just getting used to me.
They really do seem cool.
They're great little animals, and they're really playful. They're sort of like kittens that never grow up. They stay as playful as a kitten their whole life until they eventually develop cancers and die.
Well, I'm glad you brought that part of the show into it, Dave. But
hey, if you're gonna be a pet owner, you gotta live with the fact that you're gonna outlive them. You know.
Well, unless you're not, your own diet isn't that good.
Yeah.
You can try and plan that. Now, I understand that.
I like to remind the pet every day that I'm gonna outlive it.
It's another part of your system to keep the pet down.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard this because I've been studying your career in microfilm. I heard that. Now you know Mike Myers, who was on Saturday Night Live. And is currently doing other things. I'm not sure, but someone will tell me. And that you have a story about him and a ferret or coming over to your house?
Yeah, because actually, the first ferret I had was an albino ferret, which was like pure white with red eyes. Oh. And he was kind of an amazing ferret. He was about twice the size that a ferret should be, and about 10 times the strength that a ferret should be. Oh. And and he used to do things like. By the way, you should get ferrets fixed because we never got him fixed. We didn't get him neutered, and we didn't have his scent glands removed, which you should do. Because if you don't have the scent glands removed and you startle them, they spray the spray that is the most repellent odor on earth. It's worse than a skunk.
Oh, that's not good at all.
No, it's worse than a skunk, but it doesn't last as long as a skunk.
Okay.
That's the balance. That's the trade-off.
Now we have 30 seconds for the Mike Myers show. It's my first talk show, and I gotta move it along.
Well, this ferret. One night, Mike was over, and we went out for a walk with Mike, and we put the ferret in the bathroom so he wouldn't get loose. And while we were out, this thunderstorm broke out, and so we rushed home. And we got home, I found the ferret had managed to jimmy the door open.
Right.
And had crawled into the living room and jumped out the window. Right. Onto the street below. And we thought, oh my God, he's jumped out. We ran down. We didn't see him anywhere. We were chasing him all over town, and it's like 3 in the morning, and Mike Myers and my wife and I are racing around shouting Jeremy at this ferret, and people go, oh, you poor people, you've lost your dog. We go, no, it's our ferret. And then they go, oh, in that case, I don't care. And we kept being like just a few minutes behind him, but we couldn't find him, and eventually we gave up, and a few days later, I was very broke at the time. Right. Mike Myers, very, very kindly, bought my wife and I another ferret.
What do you think? We're coming back with David Anthony Minions. So everybody relax. This is Spooky.